not going to happen overnight, but we do think that there's some hope we can get back on track and get into the playoffs.
The New York Knicks, they have been abysmal. They are an atrocity of the highest order.
The Knicks are ready to officially rule out Carmelo Anthony for the rest of the season.
You hear more and more about tanking now than ever. Now everybody's talking about the Knicks. They need to just lose.
Losing was, part of the equation to deal with the draft, to deal with the free agent market. Gives us some hope in the future.
Loyal Knicks fans are listening and watching, and it's disgraceful.
Joining us now is an award-winning actor, director, writer, and producer, Spike Lee. Spike is the Grand Marshal of the New York City Marathon. That takes place this Sunday, coverage on ESPN2. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Welcome back.
What's up?
We're going to get to the marathon in a minute. But first, we need to talk some hopes.
Yeah.
And I so appreciate how loyal you are to your Knicks. ESPN is giving them a 1% chance of making the playoffs. Let's just get right into it.
1%?
Yeah. Are they playoff bound? Are they going to defy these odds?
We got to win more than 17 games, though, right, Stephen A?
Yeah, you think? I'm trying to figure out where the hell the 1% came from. I'm trying to figure out where the hell the 1% come from. Who was the 1%? I want to know who they are. I want to know.
Well,
don't get me started.
Carmelo's healthy.
The season hasn't even started yet. Tranquilo. Look,
I'm trying.
I'm trying to be positive.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. I read the New York Times this morning driving here, and it said that New York Knicks are undefeated. Yep, they haven't played a game yet. But I'll be at the Garden. My seats courtside tomorrow night. I know they open in Milwaukee. Milwaukee is a great young team. Jason Kidd, I think, is underrated.
He is.
As a coach. And I'm hoping, praying for the best. Orange and blue.
So that's a no. They're not playoff.
What was the question?
So that's a no. You dodged it nicely, though.
I just want to see a competitive team. Okay. I really, last year, it was the worst season in the history of the franchise. And they're one of the core,
cornerstone of the
NBA.
Yeah.
Skip Bayless, Spike, you and I, we could talk about this on national TV. I actually called Spike Lee last year and got on him, Skip, and jumped on him because I thought he was too damn supportive, and I blamed him. I held him partially responsible because I said if you stop holding out hope, maybe change would come.
Yep.
Why don't you stop sitting up there and trying to feed these folks a ray of hope? We actually got in an argument because of that. Here's my thing. I'm going to sit there and give the Knicks an actual break. I look at this as hard as I've been on Phil Jackson. It's primarily because he tanked the season and didn't warn us ahead of time, really, to be honest with you. But when I think about it, Skip, I'm going to be nice to Phil Jackson. I'm going to think about Carmelo Anthony. I've always liked Aaron Aflalo. This kid, Porzingis, people tell me he has potential, okay? Jerry and Grant out of Notre Dame is not bad.
No, he's good. He's good.
And I've always been a fan. He's good. And I've always been a fan of Cle Anthony Early. From his days at Wichita State when I saw him doing the NCAA tournament. I think the kid's got potential. So I'm going to give the Knicks a break. And you know something? If they can manage 30 wins and be competitive for at least 65 games, just competitive where we don't know the outcome by the second quarter, I'll be thankful.
So I'm going to take a quick left turn here. Your man, Carmelo Anthony, the other day made what came off to me as an offhand comment that also came off as taking a shot at the city of New York. Let's give it a listen, and then I want to get your reaction.
Okay.
New York is a great city on the planet, I think. But if you're not a New Yorker, if you don't wake up some days and be like, man, fuck this place. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care who you are. You can be the mayor, you can be the governor, all the way down to the mailman. Everybody wakes up some days and say, man, New York.
Look,
So,
Carmelo,
do you
I know.
ever think that?
First of all, I claim Carmelo. He was born in Red Hook, Brooklyn.
He was.
And they have no problem with what he says. New York City is the greatest city on this God's planet. But it's hard. It's not for everybody. And New York can beat you down. If you're not strong, you're going to be beat down. And so, well, Carmelo, I echo what he said, but you still love it, though. You still love it. But it's not easy.
Have you ever gotten to that point where you say, heck with New York, so to speak?
No. But I get mad when I can't get a cab today.
I hear you.
You know, so they're just things
Skip.
that you have to deal with in New York, but you do. Despite that, it's the greatest city on the planet, and you just gotta be built for it. And that's especially for athletes. All athletes can't play in New York.
Well,
They rather play in a market where they have one newspaper, and you know, if you mess up here in New York, it's horrible. But if you win, it's the greatest place ever.
Make it in New York, make it anywhere, right?
Well, let me say this as a native New Yorker. Hollis Queens in the house.
Hollis.
Very, very clear.
Hollis, stand up.
Let me be very clear. That's right, Hollis, stand up. Let me be very, very clear. Carmelo Anthony was 1,000% right. He is absolutely right when if he's ever proven that he's a New Yorker, it's with what he said, because that's exactly how we feel. It's the great, and I wouldn't just say for athletes, Mike, I would say for anybody in the public eye.
Yes.
You better be on your game. You better have tough alligator skin. You better be able to
You gotta be on point.
You better be able to give it. You better be able to give it as much as you can take it, because sometimes you do wake up and say, man, hell with this. I'm tired of the traffic jams. I'm tired of the constructions. I'm damn sure tired of the polls. I'm tired of having difficulty in catching a cab. All of that stuff, you go like this. Man, I don't need this. And the taxes, too. Let's not forget that. You look at all that, be like, man, I don't need this nonsense. He's absolutely right.
True.
There is nothing that he said that should be taken negatively. He spoke for all New Yorkers, because any New Yorker that tells you they feel any differently than what Carmelo Anthony said from time to time is a damn liar.
And they're not from New York.
Damn liar.
They're not a true New Yorker.
That's right, and they're not from New York, or both, or both.
Okay, I'm going to speak as a guy who actually lives in Manhattan. I live in Manhattan.
Whatever.
And I'm here to suggest to both of you Knicks lovers that Carmelo is going to put himself on a little bit of a hot seat this year.
Because that's statement?
Not just because of that, but there will be some Knicks fans who will say, well, you know, he didn't really show up last year. He didn't give me everything.
Hurt.
I know, but was he really hurt? Should he have toughed it out and played more games? I know.
Tough it out for what? They won 17 games. How much? What are we going to win?
That's right.
We're going to win 3 more games and play the whole season?
Max money is what he is making. So you're
He
okay with
should have
that?
sat out earlier.
What about your quarterback?
Oh, now we're changing the subject.
Romo.
He's hurt. He broke his collarbone.
Are you sure he's hurt?
So Anthony had a knee problem. What are you talking about?
That's right.
You're hurt.
Get him,
Okay.
Spike. Get on him, Spike. Get him.
Okay.
Whoa. You watched the game?
Huh?
The Giants-Cowboy game.
Did I watch it? I wish I hadn't watched it. Yeah, that's the point.
Big Blue in the house.
Big Blue in the house. All right, speaking of New York loyalty now, I heard a little exchange before the show, before this segment started. You guys are both supposed to be Yankee fans. I'm not sure about this guy, but he says he's a Yankee fan.
Oh,
but now he's supporting the Mets. Is that okay with you?
Yes. There's no law written that says you cannot support one team. Let's talk specifically New York. You can be a Yankee fan and be happy that the Mets are in the World Series.
Are you happy?
Yes. I want the Mets to win.
Why?
Who's in Kansas City?
The Royals.
So you'd support the Nets after your Knicks?
Let's leave basketball out of it.
Case in point.
I have a different agenda. I have a different agenda, Spike. I have a different agenda that I want you to hear. Molly and Skip know this. I'm a diehard Yankee fan. No question. You know that. But when it comes to the Mets, especially with the Yankees not playing up to snuff, even though I was proud that they got to the postseason.
And no one thought they were going to make the playoffs,
the more successful, that's right. I think the more successful the Mets are, the more that it heightens the level of urgency that the Yankees have
That's a good
in order to get back to where they once were. Because they ain't going to sit still and have New York handed to the New York Mets. I love that. I love that. And even though I root for the Mets now because I want them to win, I root for them against anybody but the Yankees. The fact is that it's going to help the Yankees if they're walking around as champions this offseason, because the Yankees, with George Steinbrenner's soul touching this franchise, he is not going to have that, and they will elevate their level of urgency. What do you think about that?
Well, I'll tell you what I think about that. I think it is a lame rationale on your part.
Why is that lame?
We know what you think. We know what you think. I'm asking Spike.
The true Yankee fans I know, those who live in my building in Manhattan, they can't even speak the name Mets. They can't even.
That's not true.
The name Mets can't even come out of their mouth.
There are people like that.
Yeah,
but also,
there are.
Stephen A. and I are not the only Yankee fans, devoted Yankee fans, who are happy that the Mets are in the World Series and want the Mets to win the World Series.
I get it. But I'm a Giants fan, and if they stink it up, I'm not rooting for the Jets. That's the last team.
Thank you.
But let's talk about, you had another thing to your resume, role as Grand Marshal of the New York City Marathon.
First New Yorker.
On ESPN2. Yeah, tell us about that.
Well, I got a call from my man, Chris Weiler, who used to be with the Knicks back in the glory days. He called me up out of the thin blue air. I hadn't talked in years. He said, we want you to be the Grand Marshal for the New York City Marathon. I said, what? You have Grand Marshal? I said, no, we've only had, you will be the third and the first New Yorker. So I said, great. The marathon is one of the great sport, New York City Marathon is one of the great sport events in the world. And the route goes through my neighborhood in Fort Greene, Brooklyn, so I saw it from a little kid growing up. And I was just honored that I got the chance. And so going to all 5 boroughs, 50,000 runners.
That's awesome.
And it's going to be a beautiful day. I'm going to take pictures. My wife, Tanya, is going to be in the car. We're going to be in a convertible, Pontiac convertible, that will lead 50,000 runners through the 5 boroughs and end up in Central Park. So it's going to be a great day.
One of the coolest things you've ever done, right?
It will be.
Be up there.
It will be.
Sunday on ESPN2, we get to check it out. Thanks so much for being here. It was so nice to meet you.
Thank you.
All right.
Good job.
Good seeing you, bro. See you soon.
Bundle up on Sunday.
It's cold.
It's a little cold. Yeah, it's going to be a little
Hope
cold.
it doesn't rain.
All right.